Oh yeah.
All right.
All right. Give us an official intro.
An official one?
Yeah, if you will.
Oh, no problem at all.
Focus.
Hey.
Focus there.
Hey, everybody. This is Don and Luby with 165 Entertainment. We are going to be doing a live feed right now of the Nintendo Direct that's coming out today. Now, a little bit of the backstory behind it. The big thing is that Nintendo Directs have been big things for Nintendo, especially back in the day when Smash Brothers was a thing, with releasing new characters and releasing big details about new games or releasing new trailers for games that are coming out. So actually going into this is a 45-minute Nintendo Direct, which is actually almost twice as long as what they had with their presentation when they were at E3. So that means there's going to be a lot of new material coming here. So what we have is a little bit of both worlds. Luby is actually one of the people that got a nice Nintendo Switch, and I am one of the lucky people that stick with the 3DS and can't get a Switch quite yet. So we have what's the word?
We have coverage.
Coverage on this, yeah. So looking into this, Luby's going to be able to kind of interact with what's going on with the Switch and what this means for him right now, and me going a little bit with the 3DS, but also as a prospective Switch goer, if this sort of announcement that happens today is going to be something that makes me run out and get a system right after the Direct.
All right, so we have about 10, 12 minutes to go, and while we're waiting, what are you hoping for? What are you expecting out of this presentation?
So those are two vastly different things. What I'm expecting out of this presentation is actually showing a lot more about Mario Odyssey, which is actually something that has me very pumped to see a new 3D like world one that isn't like all they had, like, you know, Mario 3D World and everything.
Yeah.
But it was just a bunch of four-player things. Actually seeing our single-player Mario game in the era of kind of Mario 64 has me very excited. It is a fantastic-looking game, and it's so strange. Mario has been around for decades, and the idea of the concept of Mario Odyssey, where he has like the hat that can make him change into different enemies and everything along those lines, is something fresh. And to be going decades with Mario and to keep coming out with things that are fresh that are going to change the gameplay is actually pretty impressive. What I would hope for, and a lot of other channels have been talking about as well, is the thing that would make me buy the Switch almost immediately, which would be a port of Smash Brothers to the Switch. Whether it be Bobby Booby. Whether it be the Wii U one actually ported to the Switch, which I'm totally fine with, or whether it be an announcement of a brand new Smash, which I think is very unlikely, but that would completely throw me into awe. So what I would hope for would be just the port of it, because I didn't buy a Wii U, I bought a 3DS, and I loved Smash on there, but just it lacks the visual appeal and the feeling of actually holding a GameCube controller that you would get on the Wii U version of it, which you would be able to hopefully be able to get in the Switch version of it. What about you?
It's that's mostly in terms of what the fuck.
I don't know.
Some weird audio issues. That's pretty much the same in terms of what I'm hoping for. The only thing I would add to what I'm hoping for is something that we were basically promised along the release of the Switch, and it's not like a necessary thing, but they eventually promised that we would get streaming services on the Switch.
So like Netflix and Hulu.
Netflix and YouTube and all that shit. And as someone who takes in a lot of YouTube content, that is extremely exciting to me, to be able to switch back and forth between playing a Nintendo game and then just going to watch like Screen Junkies or Collider or any of the YouTube channels that I like, or just to be able to here it's on my TV downstairs, then I'm going to carry it around through the halls and in my bathroom or something like that, and then I can hook it up to my TV upstairs. And just the versatility has me really excited about that.
Yeah, and I think that's something that, granted, the Switch has, it has Zelda, which is already like a mainstay, which would, for a lot of people, and I'm sure you would agree, would make it a system buyer itself.
Oh, yeah.
But the idea is that this is something that they need to capitalize on, the streaming services, because it's a portable system. It's a portable like home console, which I don't want to say it's the first of its kind because you have the PSP and the 3DS, but it's the first of its kind where you can like hook it up to a TV real quick. And it's essentially what I believe Wii U was supposed to be overall. And to miss out on things such as Netflix and Hulu that you can get with pretty much every other system, it seems like they're missing out on that. So I agree with you on that one. I think it's something that they need to get into the Switch as quickly as possible.
Just going to make one other little adjustment. Turn off the autofocus. There we go.
And so the real quick thing that I don't think we're going to see is a lot of things that I've been hearing is that they're talking about more third-party games coming to Switch, which I believe is entirely possible. But the variety of ones that they're talking about maybe not as necessary. I do not believe in any day age that Grand Theft Auto will come to a Nintendo system. Now, granted, that being said, to play Grand Theft Auto 5 on a portable system would be pretty stellar. I think the mainstay of this system that's going to make it awesome is having those open world type games like your Mario Odyssey, like your Skyrim, like your Zelda, and have these open world games that you can take with you anywhere. I think that's a real nice thing to have and a real good thing to kind of evolve the system, because those are going to be the type of games that you want to take with you while you're chilling on the bus, you're going on the subway, you're taking the train downtown to go to work. These are all things. Those are what you're going to bring the system around for. Granted, like your Mario Karts and your Smash Brothers are great for like a 3 to 5 minute match, and then races that can take up to 10 minutes. They're not. You don't bring a system around to play 10 minutes and then put it in your pocket. Usually, you usually bring it around for something with a little bit more longevity. So something that they have it all on all the commercials is like you're taking it on a plane, you're taking it on the bus. Like you want to play something that's going to last the whole ride, not let me do 19 matches of Smash Brothers. Granted, that's what I did when Smash Brothers came out, but you need something with a little bit more longevity, and to play with the thing that you can play it, you can stop for a second, put it in your pocket, walk home, click it in the system, and continue going.
Yeah, see, when it comes to the Grand Theft Auto thing, like when they recently made the announcement that they're going to release L.A. Noire on the Switch, that's when people they jumped the gun. They started thinking Red Dead Redemption on the Switch, Grand Theft Auto on the Switch. And it's not that Nintendo's never gotten Grand Theft Auto support because they had Chinatown Wars on the DS.
That's true.
But it's just, first of all, it's just let's compare these games. I played L.A. Noire, and it's an awesome game, but it's at least compared to Grand Theft Auto 5, it's very scaled down. Like there's only so much you can do in that game. With Grand Theft Auto, I mean, the world is like 5 times bigger, and there's 12, 15, 20 times as many vehicles and character modifications and shit like that. So it's fun to wish and dream and all that shit, but it's like temper your expectations. Let's see how well L.A. Noire sells on the Switch. Encourage people to buy it because it's a good game, but also show Rockstar that you support the system, and then we'll gradually get Red Dead Redemption 1, maybe 2, possibly. Mm-hmm. Maybe not, probably not right away, but maybe somewhere down the line. And just we'll gradually catch up to where Microsoft and Sony are.
That's a good point. The other thing that I think is there's going to be something of this. So they have the party games out here, but from the looks of 1-2 Switch, it's
weak.
It looks like it's trying to be the predecessor that Wii Sports was, and I don't think that any game that comes out nowadays is ever going to stack up to that. That was the thing that put the Wii like on the map.
It's fucking monumental. It's so simple but really good, especially at the time.
Yeah, so it's a big thing that sort of game is kind of weak, and then ARMS arguably is the same thing. I think they need a little bit more on the easier to like the party games that are easier to do like at actual parties, because a lot of times when you bring this thing to a party and you play it, you're going to have people that don't necessarily play games that often. So having a game like ARMS, which is arguably very technical, and people will play a match and be like, all right, I'm done with it, is the one side of the stream where there's too much technical stuff. People aren't going to have fun with it. On the other side of it, you have 1-2 switch, which is very simplistic, but almost so simplistic it's dumb. Like like there are a handful of games on there that could be enjoyable. So they need to find the nice middle ground in it and have a game that's actually worth. Like I don't that game is not worth $60.
Hell no.
I mean, Wii Sports came with the system, and if it didn't, it was like what, $20. That
like
20, 30, even $40, I would argue about it. But $60 for that? No, you got to have something that you should have had something that released with the system. That game should have released with the system, or at least and like a bundle that was $20 more. I don't think it. So they need to have another party type game, like say like a Fusion Frenzy. Where has that game been for so long? Or even better, like a Mario Party.
Yes.
Why not like a Mario Party? Granted, Mario Party 10 had its moments. It was an interesting concept, but there was no online play. It was on a system that was arguably the weakest Nintendo system there was.
Oh, yeah, easily.
And there was game modes in there that were so a third of the game modes were focused on Amiibo. I get it. You want to sell Amiibo, you want to do that, but you got to focus on the other portion of it, which is the people playing it, not you're going to put your Amiibo down, let your Amiibo play. What the fuck is that? I understand Amiibo works a lot in other different aspects, but that one is not one of them. So I think a lot more party central games, I think doing like a Fusion Frenzy or a Mario Party should be the next aim that they should have in order to get more of these systems going out. And actually take the time and do a good Mario Party. Bring it back to the essentials. You don't need as many gimmicks. You can have the mini games with the motion controls like they did before, but actually you have better motion controls.
Yeah.
And this system is made for something like that.
All right, we are about 1, 2, 3 minutes away from the stream, the actual Nintendo stream beginning. And we're just running down a few expectations of what we're about to see. And I think we're probably going to... I hope they don't dive too much into the releases that are coming out really soon. Like this Friday, Metroid 2, I think it's like Samus Returns. Like I don't want them to focus too much on that. Pokken Tournament Director's Cut is going to be coming out sometime this month. What's the other one? There's something else coming out this month. But it's like, they've probably driven those games about as much as they can.
If it's coming out within the next couple days, you don't need to have a lot on it. Have a 2-minute thing about it. Explain something new. That's it. Like people aren't rushing out to get the Metroid for the 3DS. Like it was a good game, but you want to focus on newer things that are coming out, or you want to focus things that are actually down the chute, not within the month. So here we go. Let's get into it. See where this goes.
All right. It should be good enough.
Yeah.
Hi everyone, and welcome to Nintendo Direct. I'm Yoshiaki Koizumi from Nintendo, and I'll be your guide.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Today, I have news about what's in store for Nintendo Switch and the Nintendo 3DS family.
Yes.
We'll spotlight 4 of these titles in their own segments, and others will be featured in a series of
Okay.
episodes. We'll begin with
See, and there we go. They're doing highlights, and it's hopefully for the ones that are coming out within the next week.
Good. Yeah, I had a feeling this was coming.
Okay.
I'm on the fence about getting this. I really liked Sun and Moon. I don't know if I'm ready to go back already.
I like the idea of the ultras and like they're adding new aspects to it.
I think this is a new Pokemon.
No, I get it's a new Pokemon. It's like the new game. But I like them doing the Ultra versions.
Some wild Pokemon Ultra Sun and Pokemon Ultra Moon news has appeared, and you can catch it in 4 parts.
What?
As you just saw in the trailer, the legendary Pokemon that steals light, Necrozma, has transformed into 2 new forms. Dusk Mane Necrozma, who took over Sol Galeo, and Dawn Wings Necrozma, who took over Lunala.
This already, like, everything looks new already.
So, I mean, it's good that they're not just recycling and making it to where they're evolved versions.
Oh, I see. They're just highlighting updates to the original game.
Okay.
Good. The clothing options in that were weak. It's all the same shit.
Looks like the way you encounter your first partner Pokemon will be different too.
That's not a big deal.
Bonus.
If you purchase either game early, you can get a special Rockruff who will evolve into Dust form Lycanroc.
That's okay. That's kind of cool.
Now this Rockruff can perform a
Special Rockruff.
Yeah. I mean, it's cool to see them incorporating this, and some of the things just don't seem like the pre-order bonuses with a lot of games nowadays are really disappointing to me. Now this is cool. I really enjoyed Gold and Silver. To see them come out on the digital console is kind of exciting, because I mean, they came out with Red.
Oh shit.
They just can't. Oh, all of them together. Okay, so that's pretty cool. But like coming in with like red and blue and yellow, those were fine. But I played those into the ground. To see those, the silver and gold, come back is actually pretty exciting.
What the fuck? What are these things? Oh my god. It's like
Why? I'm not going to buy the system for a tower with feet. I'm not going to buy the game for that type of...
like a mix of clown and disco stew.
That's so strange.
God bless them. They're still trying, but
They are.
That didn't work for me.
They are, what, over like 700?
Something
That's
like that.
pretty cool.
I like that.
That is very nice design, and that's something that you should aim for with these another system sellers, the Pokemon type. Okay, so they're giving us a list.
Which Puff has the right stuff in battle? Oh yeah, they're remaking.
Now, I like the Mario and Luigi series on the 3DS.
Yeah, pretty
I
cool.
think I think the 3DS is a much more. It's a much better system for games like this.
Yes.
I wouldn't mind these on the Switch, but I think there are ones that are more geared towards a 3DS type, platform, and arguably that goes a little bit against what I was saying earlier. It's like you want more games that you play for hours on the Switch, but these type of games, these particular types of games, the Mario and Luigi ones, are ones that should like stay with the 3DS for their entirety, for however long they're going to live them out.
Oh look.
Yeah, who? Ugh.
There you go.
So, another... Okay,
Ooh.
This is nice. I like this. The 2D version of Battle Royale was nifty, but it was a dumbed down version of Smash with just Kirby characters. I think adding a 3D portion to it just like this is a lot smarter. It's not something that completely breaks the mold, but it's something that adds a little bit more into it. There you go, online ranked matches.
Yes.
That's
appropriate.
That's good. I like that. That's something that's simple and okay. But that's something that's simple. It's not earth-shattering, but it's also something that's it's different than just the 2D battles, which I felt were just Like, if you wanted to have a really good 2D battle like that, you just go play Smash. But to have the 3D portion to it where you're playing an arena and different multiplayer games, that's something that works well. I think that should have been something they should have upped the visuals of it, put on the Switch. I think that's something that you can easily give to someone that's never played a Kirby game before, and they can learn it like that.
Good.
To put it on the 3DS, thank God they have an online portion, because if it was only local...
It's kind of pointless.
Yeah.
I've never played a single Yokai Watch game.
Yeah, it's not something that really caught my eye in the way.
Nor have I played any Layton games. I kind of want to because they look interesting, but So it's one of those things where, like, by the time I had even heard of it, they were like 4 games deep, and it's just
It's similar to how Fire Emblem came to the Americas. The Fire Emblem series started in the Americas much later than they started anywhere else.
Right.
So you kind of got in late, and if you wanted to go find the old ones, you had to do a little bit more searching.
Nintendo fans will have another way to play Minecraft.
Oh, Jesus.
Coming to new Nintendo 3DS systems.
Yay. I mean, that's fine.
So
It's
here's why I think this is fine. The 3DS is usually considered more of a children-friendly system. And to put Minecraft on there, which is a very much children-friendly game, it makes sense. It's a good idea. To have the touchscreen to interact with your inventory also makes a lot
Yeah,
more sense,
that's
which
kinda
is
cool.
which is something that they capitalized on, and it's something you can give to your kid and they'll pay attention to it for hours on end. Arguably, if you're going to do it with with anyone else, they'll play it on the Switch.
Come on. What do you want?
We partied like it was 1999.
Oh my God.
There we go.
Now, the best mini games from all 10 home console titles are going portable on Nintendo 3DS.
Really?
We've curated the top 100
Very, very nice.
single Mario Party.
I'm okay with this.
Once again, something I would still argue to be on the Switch. This would be awesome for. Wait, what? Is that on mobile?
I saw something on the phones.
There we go. That makes a hell of a lot of sense. Have it to where you can download the app and only one person has to own a 3DS and then everyone else can play it. That is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
I like it.
And everyone, from Metroid fans to Super Smash Brothers fans, should take notice.
I might get this game. 'Cause I've been craving a good Metroid game lately.
It looks like a good 2D scroller, and don't get me wrong, Kirby is one of my favorite Nintendo series, but it doesn't inspire a lot of challenge as a Metroid game would.
Yeah.
So to see it actually being put out there, so I'm not super like over the hill excited about it, but Metroid still looks like a good game to pick up to have a nice 2D scroller. I'm
RPG fans, 9 characters' paths will converge at the Alliance Alive in an all-new old-school RPG.
okay. Another
Ooh, Atlas. I think are those the guys that made Golden Sun? I think.
I believe so. Yeah.
Shin Megami Tensei: Strange Journey Redux.
I never played a Shin Megami Tensei,
Yeah.
so I'll probably pass.
Yeah, that was a game that they had a cross with Fire Emblem. They talked about it for a while, and they released it. And I didn't even realize that they released it because it flopped so hard.
It's too hyper stylized for me.
Yes.
Too much into like the J-pop kind of
That releases today.
look. and
I
feel.
I think the focus on going mobile and actually incorporating it to where you can download an app on your phone makes a lot of sense.
From beloved series are almost here.
Yep.
Another game I haven't quite played, but it is very intriguing. So here's the problem with this. I like this. I really do because I like the Warriors type thing. But the problem is when they did it with Hyrule Warriors on the 3DS, the 3DS could not handle the game.
In fact, the Wii U is
Danian control. And the Indoline Pretoria, whose people revere and worship the Titans. Indole controls the supply of core crystals, which blades are born of. And so, despite being a theocracy, they hold much influence over the world's military affairs.
Right back.
Next, the
Please.
Argentine trade.
Sorry. Technical difficulties. What else is fucking new?
Yeah, so sorry for the technical difficulties. Not a lot has been revealed. They're going over a lot of things in what I believe to be Xenoblade Chronicles for the Switch. Just to take a moment for it, the graphics that they're bringing out with this for a Nintendo system are phenomenal looking.
Pretty smooth.
So I'm not someone that it's definitely the Xenoblade. I don't know too much about the series, but it's a series that people have been raving about for a long time, and I'm not one to denounce it. It's definitely something I would love to get into, and it looks brilliant for a portable system. It looks fantastic.
Who will find the Aegis?
Yeah, this is one I might watch someone on YouTube go through it, and then I'll jump in and
Yeah.
do it myself. Number 2. Looks good.
Yes, it is a very pretty looking game. And it definitely looks like it's a
Holy shit.
interesting gameplay portion to it.
I may be relatively small, but I am also a titan. And this little troublemaker is the protagonist of our story.
Rex.
Rex.
I suppose you could say I'm his
Hi
knight
there.
and his guardian.
The
He's like a narwhal.
the contrast change between it, that's the type of thing I miss that they had from like Final Fantasy VII. Is they have, it almost seems like the animated characters are running around in a beautiful background picture,
Yeah.
which was a sign of the times in terms of graphics and everything along those lines. But I really like that art style because it makes you appreciate the background images so much more. So like what we just saw with the whatever big animal that was, or even like you have this beautiful backdrop and then your little character moving around in the front of it, and it lets you really focus on this beautiful art style that they have here, the vibrant colors and everything along those lines, and actually getting into scenery. Like, this is gorgeous.
Oh, hell yeah.
And they're not focusing too much on the individual character detail and having you focus on the background. And I think that's something that a lot more games should do. Sometimes they'll focus a little bit too much on like the hair of an individual character, but those are things that like for your character that you're playing as, you're not even going to realize what he looks like after a while. But the backgrounds are always going to be changing and always going to be colorful and like light. It's a very nice art style for them to focus on.
Their weapons and powers are granted to them by blades, such as Pyro, for example.
So here now we actually get some gameplay, and it looks good. Like, and that's where you still have the beautiful background, and now when they focus a little bit more in on the gameplay itself, they give more detail to the characters, which is exactly how it should be. It should be in this way, where you give a little bit less when you're in a big overall world, and you have great detail in the background. And now this one is taking some of that detail from the background and putting it into your enemies, and still leaving your characters more round and not as much detail to it. And I think that's what you should be focusing on. The things that are always going to be changing, your enemies and your background, you put the greater detail into, and your characters that you see all the time that you don't even notice anymore, you leave a little bit more blank.
Things won't always go your way, so it's important to learn the benefits
Gang
of
of
switching.
Turing.
By using items
Greg says sound and picture good.
Cool.
can awaken
Let's just hope it stays that way.
This is known
Well, rah rah sis boom ba Fubuki.
to just one. A single
Nothing like
multiple
an evil power cheerleader with pom-poms of light.
on the blades with which you bond.
What? Okay.
Holy shit. Okay, so he's gonna play soccer on me.
What was that? Final Fantasy X? What was the character's name that always kicked around a ball?
Waka.
Waka with the blitz ball. Was that it?
Blitzball, huh?
Yeah. Here we go. He's coming back. He's making his triumphant return.
Playing blitzball, yeah? Yeah. Voiced by none other than Bender himself,
I did not know that. That's
John
pretty.
DiMaggio.
That's pretty sweet.
The switchblades and tactics in step with your situation. Like I always say, there's
Huh.
no better game plan
Okay.
than using the right blade for the job at hand.
Okay, so you can actively switch support characters for the. So that's very nice too, because that's going to. There's a lot of games that they'll have where you assign a specific support, and then you would either have to stop the game flat to switch to support, or you would even have the option in battle to go through. So to be able to active switch for the specific support for that situation, I think adds a lot more depth into the support characters and makes you want to care about them a little bit more. Make sure that they're leveled up and they're you're equally putting abilities into all of them instead of just focusing on, oh, I want the one that gives me all the power. Oh, I want the one that heals me all the time. Well, span it a little bit. Put a little bit into everything because you're going to be switching between them a lot.
The one thing that's kind of worrying me about this game, and maybe it's just because they didn't show us as much. I don't usually play a lot of these like action RPGs where you got your attack options and you're switching characters and all that. Like in the kind of arena that they just showed. I'll try and make this quick before they go to the next game. And I didn't see a lot of those characters fighting back.
The enemies?
Like the one of those style games that I played was for PS2 called Star Ocean. And those enemies will fucking hunt you down and just destroy you. They barely give you a second to like plan your strategy or anything like that. And it's just it was a busy game, but that made it more fun.
All right, so Splatoon 2, this is something you'll have to weigh into because I want to play the Splatoon games, but I never have. So
okay, so this looks like, I believe this is a level from the original Splatoon. So they're bringing this into Splatoon number 2, which I'm totally cool with. Snapper Canal, I think this one is brand new.
yeah, it sounded like he said new. Oh, jeez.
God, I haven't played this game as much since I got it, but I still fucking love it so much. Tentabrella. What the hell? You got a shield?
Oh, wow.
That's awesome. I
and
love
you can
it.
shoot it?
Capable of guarding over a large area. The Kelp Dome Stadium will be available to play Friday.
Blowing bubbles. Holy shit. This is cool.
That's pretty nifty. To add like a nice little shield version to kind of go with like the Overwatch and all those things.
I like it. Splatoon is one of those games that gets a lot of support post-release, and it's usually free. And here we go. Here's ours. The thing that I'm curious about this game is if it's going to get, again, like the DLC or post-release support for this, because they're limiting.
Is that Lynn?
I think that's Lynn.
Okay, all right.
Good. Because as of right now, she is the only character that's not from Fate's Awakening or Shadow Dragon.
And I'm glad they added her.
Yeah,
into
definitely.
It's
a good sign.
It reminds me a lot of the from Dynasty Warriors, the Zhao Tai, I believe I played as.
The guy with the eye patch? No.
No, the one that
Oh, the
always
dude
had
with the really long sword.
Yeah, that always had a sword in the sheath. And oh, look, I like the Tiki one. That's really nice.
I already got him pre-ordered.
But I'm glad. I like that type of character. To so see Lynn be in there. That's really cool.
Yeah, it makes me hopeful that we'll see characters like Erica, Ephraim, Ike, Hector, just more than just this really limited group of characters that they've been showing us.
Yeah. And it took Heroes, the mobile game, a while to do it, where they just had they had it from Fates, and then they had the like old like Marth and everything like that. And then it took them a while to get into your Radiant Dawn, your Path of Radiances, which were arguably some of the stronger titles that were out there that people remember.
They still don't have Stealth or Micaiah or
I mean, it's something that they should really be playing a little bit into, and I think Micaiah would be an excellent addition to play with Warriors to have a mage type one.
Yes, I never played Snipper Clips, so that doesn't. I can't add anything to that. Now this, I saw a preview for this.
Okay, so
it's kind of cool. It's odd, but it's interesting.
Hitting a Morphe's body part will make it shrink and make the same body part of that shooter grow.
It just looks so goofy.
It is the goofiest looking game I've seen in a long time, and I think I like it more because of that.
Yes, I like that. He like kind of slung himself to the top of the building. That's cool.
What in the hell?
Yeah, so that's not a character. That's that's like a sign of who's winning.
I've seen things about it, and I didn't know it was actually coming out. So now that it's coming out for the Switch, that's really cool.
Here's one I'm still debating whether or not I'm gonna get.
This new version of the rocket-powered sports game will include all the modes fans have come to expect, along with some.
It's not a statement on how fun the game is or isn't. It's just
No, Rocket League is a lot of fun,
Yeah.
and it's a game that if you haven't picked it up, it's definitely worth the $20
Oh,
just
hell
to
yeah.
mess around with your friends and to go online. It's actually not. You can. It's one of those games that you don't need to have a lot of skill in to play. You can enjoy it with limited skill, but it's also something that you can definitely grind and get to play better and do these ridiculous shots.
But it's really good that is coming to the Switch.
Yeah, I wonder if it's too late, but that's maybe my own thing.
Arena game, designed by the experts at Tencent Games. Explore and command a roster of over 35
Okay.
heroes, with roles including tanks, assassins.
So it's a MOBA.
It's a MOBA. It's your Smite. It's your League of Legends, but it's
Yeah.
for the Switch.
with your friends to
Doesn't look too bad either.
No.
It is very League of Legends esque from what it is, from what it looks like. It looks like it's not playing too quickly, but I believe that's how League was as well. It's not extremely responsive as some MOBAs are, but it's also League is also the biggest MOBA out there, and the most popular.
in the arena. Arena of Valor beta test version
So I think that it's creating a more diverse plethora of games, which is nice.
Yeah.
We and Wii U focus a little bit too much on the motion controls itself, and once again, it sounds like it's contradicting, but they had. I would love to see more games with the motion controls, but I also like that they're not drilling into that as hard as possible.
Yes.
And I think a MOBA type game is something different that Nintendo doesn't typically see. So to put that in there and add that in there, it's great.
To get back into core gaming.
Yeah.
skills you choose to hone, from archery to crafting, destruction magic, and more.
Now,
Your choice
you know, Skyrim.
Please,
and
you voiced your please.
Skyrim is not something that I'm crazy about, but this game has been around for 6 years and it's still going strong. So
compatible Legend of Zelda
totally makes sense to put this into it. And this is the type of stuff, the big open worlds that you want on this mobile platform.
this version of
Yeah, so you might as well if you can get it,
Yeah.
go for it. What's
Yeah.
the harm?
in Europe and the Americas.
It's
As long as Nintendo's not relying on it being too successful.
exactly.
'Cause most of the people who've
Look, ooh. Wait, what?
Id Software, the studio that pioneered
really like the new Doom.
critically acclaimed Doom to your
That
anywhere.
okay.
All right, that's
So
surprising.
that might throw out the thing I said about Grand Theft Auto earlier.
Crush your friends in online multiplayer when Doom tears
That is
Wow.
something. That is something. And then Wolfenstein is along the same lines.
Yeah.
A very violent type game, which is away from Nintendo's typical thing. Obviously, it's third-party sort of stuff.
very adult.
Wolfenstein 2
Good idea. Very good idea.
Interesting.
I'm actually shocked. I'm very shocked about it.
rolling out a new update,
What is?
and it's packing a new online battle mode.
What did do you know anything about this? Is Flip Wars?
Own leaderboards, encouraging you to try
Kind of, sort of. I mean, here's your
Yeah,
basic
so-
layout, but
It's interesting. It's like an
it's a party game, but it's very bare bones. It looks like
It's kind of it looks like a game from Mario Party.
a Bomberman Mario Party kind of blend.
Yeah.
The new update will usher in local wireless play as well.
And that's it's fine for what it is. I don't think it's
Yeah. I don't think it's something
not a
that
huge deal.
they should focus more on it being like one Switch system to play multiple things, which it looks like it can easily be.
Oh yeah,
So a nice quick party game.
All right, game fans.
arcade
it's quiz time.
Oh, quiz.
Recognize this
Yes.
arcade cabinet?
Yeah.
It certainly has been a while, but finally, after many years, our arcade titles are making a return.
Okay.
And the first one is Mario Brothers. By sharing your Joy-Con, you can run, jump, and
Nice.
Okay.
Very good. Very good.
Very nice.
I can dig it.
Playing into the multiple controllers and going old school is going to be a little bit quicker than most. Rather than developing whole new games, is porting these is going to be a lot quicker.
arcade games will
And-
contain other
okay.
subtle differences
Watch
you can
out.
find in their NES counterparts. See if you can spot them. Arcade Archives Mario Brothers is coming
Not
down
bad.
the pike.
A lot of games, a lot of consoles have been focusing on
News for Zelda fans.
the
The Legend of
like
Zelda
bringing back
Breath
the
of
old
the
ones and
Wild
redoing them. So, but Nintendo makes a lot more sense because they have a lot more archaic, I guess you would say, games that stick with people for a long time.
headgear based on the champion's divine beasts.
Yes, I already got these pre-ordered.
Okay. So give me a little bit more about this. What's this? Does that mean anything to you?
It goes a little bit into spoiler territory for the game.
Okay, so we won't go into it. Don't want to provide spoilers. See, and this is even more.
I'm kind of interested in this game.
It's spanning more. These are not games that I would think the Switch would have.
Right.
And to see that they're breaking into the games that are out there comically now, obviously, the graphics are to be desired, but with the sports types games, I don't care about the graphics. I think it's about the gameplay.
Yes.
Pokken Tournament, once again, another game that was on the Wii U that I felt like would have got lost. So to see it get ported to the Switch, which is a much more popular system, is okay with me.
Yeah, it'll do fine.
It also happens
Yeah.
to be a Nintendo Switch exclusive. Please take a look.
Snip. What you got? What you got? What is this? Looks good.
In the faraway land of Orstera.
Okay.
See, going back to what I said about the Xenoblades, this is the art style I like. It's a gorgeous backdrop, very minimal detail, even going with a 2D sprite. And that is a kind of, I feel like it's a little bit of a lost art that you got to go through. So I think this is very nice looking right off the bat. So correct me if I'm wrong, it looks very Golden Sun-ish.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah.
Embark on an adventure all your own.
They're really hammering home this like which path, go on your own. It seems very freestylish.
Well, it's
Octopath.
It's a RPG similar to your Final Fantasies and your Golden Suns.
So
A good game, a good game to have on the Switch. Oh my goodness!
So it seems like within itself there's a bunch of different stories or something like that to
Begin your journey.
Okay, so here's your path.
Their own origin, talents, and goals. Where will your journey?
So it's kind of like, it seems like it's 8 small games within one, or small-ish or something. Maybe they cross paths with one of the other characters.
Has his or her own path action that can be used to interact with the people they encounter in a distinct way.
That's different.
For example, the warrior Ulberich.
Ulberich.
Challenge almost anyone to a duel. With one such duel, he could expose an evildoer and bring them to justice, or force someone in his way out of the way.
Interesting what they're going with here and how they're gonna go with each of these ones in different.
Lure others into following her.
Okay.
Okay, you bring them along, you gain. It's cool because they're not jamming them all together. They're different paths in different ways. So even if you were to say it's like the same game, say it was the same game and they followed the exact same story, but they put in different characters, to add the different commands and different ways of handling it makes it to where it seems like a brand new game. That you can't just fight your way through everything. Maybe with this allure ability, you gotta work a little bit more and find the right people to lure with you to go into battle. I'm still absolutely astonished by this arts, the art in the back. It is beautiful.
Turn-based battles and all new mechanics.
It's so different, and I'm curious.
And that's good. That's a
Yeah,
good
yeah.
thing to have these things that are different. To not fall back to the same old thing and just toss it out there. I feel like some games get away with that way too often on other systems. So, Destiny 2 is the big one that's out right now. And everything that I saw with it, and even some of the demo that I played, what it was is like, here's Destiny again, here's a 2, go buy it, have fun. it was I mean, there's improved graphics and there's other gameplay things to it, but arguably a lot of different things, a lot of different reviewers are saying it's similar to like Destiny 1.5. So none of these games seem like that. Even going back to the 3DS title, the Kirby one, that wasn't just here's Kirby Battle Royale just with more powers. No, here's a new dimension that you're working with. Here's another new game that is not typically something that's on the Wii U or on the Switch, but it's something new and they're focusing on different aspects of it. And here's gameplay that's different than most other games you see nowadays.
Version of the trailer that kicked off that segment will be released after today's Nintendo Direct. Please check it out. But first, it's time for some more Nintendo Switch headlines.
This just in. A report written by
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay.
the world's stretchiest fighting sport arms.
It sounds like they fixed a lot of the technical issues with this game to the point where maybe if they drop the price, I'll pick it up. No, Nintendo's not really known for dropping their prices, but
Yeah, that is one thing that Nintendo, if they do drop their prices, there's usually big reasons behind it. Either, well, one big reason, one small reason. The small reason would be the game is old, like super old, so that's why they're going to drop the price. It's just the natural life of a game itself. The other thing is that the game is doing terribly, and they just want to get them off the shelves.
right.
The goddess Rubis has spoken.
So
Dragon Quest Builders is destined.
So, for example, if you went out and looked at any of the Smash Brothers titles, they're still up there in price. I mean, obviously, like Melee and those, the old ones are really up there in price because you
fuck yeah.
can't find them anymore. But
Build your own towns however you
but to see like the most recent one, it's still going to be up $30-$40, and that game has been out for 4 years. There's other games that are out there that if you go on like the Xbox store or Nintendo store, they are cheap ridiculously soon. Like they drop down to $30-$40 so quick.
Yeah. Within like a month.
But yeah, and that's a lot more prevalent on your PlayStation or your Xbox titles, is that the price drops a lot quicker. Nintendo tends to have a little bit more longevity with their higher prices,
Right.
unless the game is bad.
3 has some charming new tricks.
So I'm excited about this, because it's very much like Kirby Superstar, to where the play that's with you isn't just Meta Knight or DDD, which is really cool. So doing these combined powers is really excellent looking. And like I said, with Superstar, where you could play as a specific power and you could change your friends' power by throwing a different thing at them, I like that a lot. I think it creates a lot. It creates a lot more conversation between you and your friends when you're playing the game. It's like, hey, I don't want to be this person anymore. Can you find me? What the fuck? Can you find me this power and turn me into this? And that's what I loved about Superstar Saga, is that it made it much
A whole lot of fun in store. Thank
fun and reliable
Dig into the underworld of the
with
adventure.
changing the powers and enjoying the new powers that they have. Playing as Sir Cutter or playing as the Poppy Bros Jr. was just a lot more exciting for me than actually going through and it's like, you're DDD, and you're always going to be DDD, and you don't get a power besides just the DDD powers. So to have that sort of coming into it, it's very nice.
Deploy units and your masterful strategies.
I wonder if it's YouTube or my computer, but this thing's fucking annoying.
That Tiny Metal sounded a little bit like, what was that game that we played before where you get the tanks and the jet planes? It was on the 3DS.
Stacking up fast. Use
Talking about Advance Wars?
Yes, that's what it looked
Oh
like.
yeah, hell yeah. I'm gonna probably invest in that.
Lost Sphere.
This looks interesting.
January 23rd.
Okay.
Join the uprising by fighting back as
I'll
classic Sonic or any
I'll
one
probably
of
wait for the.
custom hero characters you can create and
I can't
Sonic.
put too much faith in Sonic.
face your fears and uncover the truth.
Okay.
Both Resident Evil Revelations and
Pretty
Resident
nice.
As much as I love Sonic Mania.
Nintendo Switch on
Yeah, Sonic is such a hit and miss. Here you go. Here's your LOA Noir.
Yes.
November 14th.
I wouldn't mind going back to this game. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, so if you and it's something that if you didn't pick up when it was on the systems, it would be nice to have on the Switch.
Solar camera angles
I didn't play it, but it looked like a very
It was
excellent
very
game.
different.
However,
All right, what else you got?
We have one last game
Champ.
out today.
So one last
Yep.
thing. What are we ending with? Okay.
Throw your hat. Yep.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. I'm Yoshiaki Koizumi, the producer of Super Mario Odyssey for Nintendo Switch. Today we're going to
It's
recap
only
what
it's
we've already shown,
just over a month away.
some new information.
Month and a half, something like that.
Mario isn't too happy about Bowser trying to marry Princess Peach. And Daffy,
Okay,
his
so-
new friend from the Cap Kingdom, has a mission of his own to rescue his sister Tiara. And now the hero and his hat must join forces.
Okay, so he has a ghost in his hat, sort of.
Okay, and it seems the same with the princess with her tiara. Gives a little bit more background to it.
Somehow, Cappy can grant his wearer free control over his powers. So together with Mario,
Still
they
digging
will
it.
level
Some
up,
great looking levels.
Yes, very nice looking.
especially the new capture ability.
Fucking love frying pans. Yes.
Animals and objects.
And ooh,
The hell?
and the fact that you can attach to so many things.
Oh, I fucking love it. It's so good.
It's so
Riding adventure
it's so out there, and it's
New Donk City in the Metro
which we've seen a lot of. It looks a little bit
Costa
okay.
Rica,
We've seen stuff about this one as well.
Mount Volbono in the Luncheon,
Luncheon Kingdom.
Okay.
Steam Garden,
Wooded.
Okay.
Looks nice.
Bonneton in the
Cap
Cascade
Kingdom.
That's a
So that's
very
your
nice-
ghosts.
Yeah.
Fossil
Wow.
Flats in the Cascade Kingdom. Today, for the first time, we're introducing Shiveria in the Snow Peak.
Ugh.
This ice-cold realm
Damn, you can barely see shit out there.
Yeah.
That looks brutal.
Now, take a look at Bubbleane in the Seaside Kingdom. It's a popular
Everyone's
travel
favorite part of
destination
Mario
for
games.
Where would we be without water levels?
Apparently, the seawater has a
Okay. That might actually
may-
help.
yeah, that might
that
make
might
more-
help it because
Ooh. Holy shit.
But we won't spoil them all. Mario has even more
What
to
the
do,
crap?
including tropical islands.
so weird.
To get from place to place,
Oh, I love it so much.
in style. Aboard his cap-shaped ship, the Odyssey. It runs on power moons scattered across the world.
It's. I said it, but like it's just so. It seems so fresh.
And make it to the next kingdom. The number of power moons required to reach a destination is different.
Of
for each
course.
kingdom,
Similar to how they had on 64.
but as you can see in this list, there are even more power moons than that, which should keep your inner treasure hunter hungry for more.
Okay.
Wow.
I like that.
I mean, some of these
So it seems like it's less obvious where everything is.
you may need to acquire one by solving a puzzle. or
What?
defeating enemies.
Ah!
They're hiding everywhere.
Holy
It-
shit.
Explore
It's
every
so.
world using every
It's really cool. Like, cause it's not just you're doing the same thing over and over again.
You
It's-
gotta think everything out.
And it looks like there hasn't really been a thing that
having
you
trouble
can't
figuring out power
possess.
moons? Then try talking to Talkatoo for hints. You could also give a few coins for the hint toad,
To help you with a star.
or even tap
Good.
Amiibo
Yep, here we go.
Okay.
Amiibo to reveal a power moon's location on the map. If you're feeling stuck, it's worth a
Yeah.
shot. Globetrotting does have its benefits. You may find places to play
Ooh.
mini games like Koopa Free Running or a jump rope challenge.
Okay. So that's almost Mario Party-esque.
Power moons
This
based
is
on
kinda
your
cool.
There we go. There's a lot of Mario
Check out the
Party
score
type
and times
mini
to
game
play
things in
the
there.
world over if you're connected online.
Okay, that's gonna get filled up real fucking
Oh
quick.
yeah,
Also,
definitely.
Game World is home to a franchise of shops called Crazy Cap. There you can obtain outfits and other stuff with the coins.
Which is also another nice thing to add a little bit more to it is that the coins and everything that you're getting actually mean something besides all of it just extra lives. It's like, oh no, you can customize your Mario.
Alright, I can dig it.
So don't be afraid to play a little dress up, just to see,
Yes.
Yeah, a little bit of Dr. Mario. I can dig that.
or just because. In don't forget to let the Odyssey in on the action with decorative stickers and souvenirs from
Yeah.
Crazy Cap.
Okay.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I'm much more down with the customizing of the Mario.
The hell? Oh.
There are just so many excuses for a quick photo op. That's where snapshot mode comes in. Simply freeze time at any moment, snap some fun photos of Mario, and go for a close-up. You can blur your surroundings, change
So
Okay.
this is nice, but considering that they don't have like a Miiverse or anything along those lines, where does this really come into play?
nail that vertical photo for your smartphone.
For my
You could post it to social media or use it as wallpaper on your PC.
That's kind of interesting.
For many,
A
Mario
little
is
bit
all
of
about
extra integration.
capture
I-
it away.
see, this is probably a little bit nicer. I don't know if it's something that you would 100% go out of your way, but it would be nice to have it like the games that you like, a game like this that you like and enjoy that you can have as a background. They did a little bit with Smash Brothers. They had it to where you can make backgrounds if you go to a certain site with the characters you want and pose them in certain ways.
That's
It's at
badass.
a wide world of things you've never done before.
They are going all out on this one.
Yeah, they are.
And it is very well appreciated. There's
What the crap?
Sung by the one and only Pauline.
Stupid cat.
I hope you're ready for more surprising.
Yes,
The-
please.
there are it's
What the fuck?
I can't.
That is what the.
It's
oh
like
my
it's like the
goodness.
flying cap. They really put so much effort into this, and even if it's just from like you're going to be able to do the things that they have out there right now. It looks fantastic, and the fact that they just showed that like you can get like say 30 moons on a particular level.
Alongside the game, we're also releasing a special hardware bundle, including the Super Mario Odyssey software. And the
All right.
Joy-Con
Okay.
Some more red Joy-Con. I think I'll have to snag a pair of those.
Yeah.
We'll continue to release more new information on the official site of Super Mario Odyssey and on Twitter
All right.
as we await
Very
Mario's
nice.
Dig it.
next great journey.
Just the images alone and the gameplay that they incorporated before,
For me, and from today's Nintendo Direct. Thank you for watching.
and then having it end with that, it was a solid end because like I knew they were going to go into the Odyssey somewhere in there. I felt like just showing the gameplay that they had out there was very nice for it. So what are your quick little thoughts at the end of it all?
Overall, I'm generally pleased. It's reassuring to see how much support this system is getting, because I think after the Wii U, so many people were worried about Nintendo's future. So it's like I'm not gonna say that nothing stood out because Mario Odyssey looks fucking incredible, but it's just a general good feeling that seeing all the fucking Doom and Wolfenstein. I think that might be the standout overall, because I don't know if I'm gonna play those games, but just the fact that
They're there.
again, the support that this thing is getting, it's
That is the thing that I also agree has astounded me the most about all of it. They had a lot of good things about the games that were coming out and Warriors and the ones that we know that are like the first party ones. But to see third party ones as, I don't want to say as broad, because it's not like Doom is a hidden gem, but it's something that it opens the door to so many other games, and it opens the door to so many other things being integrated onto the Switch, which I think the Switch is something to have these third-party things means a ton. So I will say not many of my predictions even came close, but I will say that I'm impressed with the surprises that I got today. So, with that, that's what we have on the Direct. It's something, man.
it feels good. I'm optimistic about.
I'm very optimistic, and just with looking at Breath of the Wild and the Odyssey alone, I think it's going to be worth me picking up a Switch come around this Christmas season. I definitely think it's something that I'll pick up, and those two games will occupy me more than enough, including Fire Emblem Warriors too. So those three games alone, I think it's going to be worth checking out the Switch, and it's not we're just scratching the surface. This is just the premiering of the new system, so we'll
Year
check it
one.
out. It looks good. Looks good to me.
All right. I think that's all we got for this presentation.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in. We'll be posting up later, so if you guys want to go through and check out the direct, we got it playing for you too. So
check out the rest of the Channel 165 Entertainment on YouTube and every Friday on Twitch as well.
all right. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.